Souk El Gama in Imbaba isn't just an ordinary market, it's a place bursting with movement, crowds, and the voices of sellers calling out from every direction. The market starts very early, right at dawn, when the traders lay out their goods, and you can find literally everything you can imagine: clothes, bags, household items, both used and new stuff, and even pigeons and dogs. People here rush to get to the market as early as possible to catch the best deals. Today, our tour takes us right into the heart of Souk El Gama, a market that's been part of Egyptian life for many years. People here rush to get to the market as early as possible to catch the best deals. Today, our tour takes us right into the heart of Souk El Gama, a market that's been part of Egyptian life for many years. For lots of people, especially residents of Imbaba and nearby areas, visiting this place has become a weekly ritual. And don't forget to leave your lovely comments, hit the like button, and subscribe. Good evening, everyone. Today, I'm taking you on a tour through one of the places that truly captures the real spirit of Egypt. We're heading to Souk El Gama in Imbaba, and it's not just an ordinary market where you buy something and go home. No, it's a whole different world with its own unique rules. This market has its own story and history. It takes place every Friday, and sometimes on Tuesdays too, from dawn until late afternoon. Imagine an open-air mall stretching across the streets, where you can find literally everything, from a needle to a rocket, as they say. People come here from everywhere, rich and poor alike, all looking for a bargain, a good deal, something you just can't find anywhere else. They even call it the treasure of the poor, because for many people, it's a real lifeline against rising prices. Our mission today is simple, but challenging. We'll see what we can do with just 100 Egyptian pounds in this market. Can we really find treasures? How many things can we buy with that? Honestly, I have no idea, but I'm sure it's going to be a day full of surprises, stories, and amazing people. Let's go. We're getting close now, and the sounds of the market are growing louder. It's getting crowded already. Get ready. The moment I stepped into the market, I felt like I'd entered another world. The crowd was unbelievable, voices shouting from every direction, and stalls overflowing with goods everywhere you looked. These aren't just streets, it's like a buzzing human beehive. Every seller was calling out at the top of their lungs. Special offer, everything for £10. Send blessings on the profit and you'll gain blessings. Even the smell had its own story, a mix of food cooking on carts, old fabric, and incense burning as sellers pray for good luck. I held on to my £100 like I was holding my soul, afraid to lose it in the crowd. I decided to start with the first section in front of me, usually the used clothes and household goods. Mountains of clothes piled high, stacks of shoes, and boxes filled with kitchen tools you'd never even think of. I stopped at a stall covered in t-shirts of all kinds, colors, brands, you name it. Of course, they were all second-hand. The seller was an older man, his face darkened by the sun, his voice hoarse from hours of calling out. Me, uncle, how much for the t-shirts? Seller kisses any piece you like, £25, boss. Take your time and pick. I started digging through the pile. Some pieces looked great, others were clearly worn out. Suddenly, I spotted a black t-shirt with a simple logo, and the fabric looked really good. I examined it, perfect condition. That's a find. Me, and this one, uncle? How about 20? Seller kisses 20? How much do you think I bought it for? One price, my friend, £25. It's right there, good as new. Me kisses, come on, just to start the day right, make it 20, and I might grab something else later. Blessings come with kindness. Seller kisses, you seem like a good man. All right, just because you asked nicely, 22.5. I smiled, not because of the £2.5 discount, but because of that satisfying feeling when you win at bargaining. Me, deal, uncle. Thanks, that's our first catch. I paid him, feeling accomplished. First purchase, £22.5, meaning I still had £77.5 left. I put the t-shirt in my bag and continued walking, amazed at what I was seeing. Beds and wardrobes for sale on the sidewalk, washing machines and fridges lined up side by side. I stopped at a man selling old tools, screwdrivers, wrenches, hammers, all looking sturdy and real. Me, hey there. How much for this cross screwdriver? Seller, £10. That's an original, old school one. Me, 10? The new Chinese ones go for 5. Seller, those Chinese ones won't last 2 minutes. This one'll serve you for years. I picked it up, it was heavy and solid. Definitely good quality. Me, alright, I don't have change. How about I take this and that small plier for 10 total? Seller kisses, alright, it's your lucky day. Deal. I handed him the £10. Total spent so far, 32.5. Still got 67.5 left. So far, I've got a great condition t-shirt, a solid screwdriver, and a plier, not bad. I'm starting to believe that maybe £100 can go a long way in this market. And the adventure's just getting started. After the clothes and tools section, I entered a completely different world. You could call it the electronics graveyard or the treasure hunter's paradise. Mats spread out on the ground were filled with every kind of old or broken device imaginable, mountains of remote controls, tangled mobile chargers, rotary dial landline phones, transistor radios, broken blenders, and even vintage film cameras. The sight might shock anyone at first, but for a real bargain hunter, this was the perfect place. I stopped at a large stall, run by a young guy quietly watching everything around him. Me, hey, how's it going? Guy, all good, boss. Take your time, look around, if something catches your eye, I'm right here. I crouched down and started digging through the piles. I found old ball-type computer mice and keyboards with the letters completely worn off. Suddenly, I spotted a pair of headphones. They looked fancy, from a well-known brand, but clearly in bad shape. The cable was cut, and the padding was peeling off. Me, how much for these, man? Guy, these are original, boss, just need a bit of work. If they were working, they'd go for over £500. You can take them for 30 and fix them yourself. Me, £30 for broken headphones? Come on, they might not even work. Guy, the brand alone is worth it. Even the spare parts are valuable. Me, what about these ones? They might actually work. Guy, any of those smaller ones are £10 each. I thought quickly. The broken headphones were a risk, but if I could fix them, it'd be a jackpot. So I decided to gamble. Me, tell you what, I'll take the broken headphones, that old Nokia charger, and this Toshiba remote. All three for £20, and let's see how my luck goes. Guy, you're killing me with that price. But fine, you've got a lucky face. Take them, boss. May they bring you good luck. I handed over £20, hardly believing it. I now had branded headphones that needed fixing, a Nokia charger that might actually fit one of my old phones, and a remote control. Total spent so far, £52.5, leaving me with £47.5. The money was flying fast. I kept browsing and found an old man selling vintage coins and banknotes from Egypt's royal era, a piece of history on display. Me, how much for these, uncle? Seller, each has its price, son. They start from £5 and go up. I picked up an old quarter-pound banknote, orange-colored and clearly antique. Me, how much for this one? Seller, that one's not in the best condition, take it for £15. It felt a bit pricey, so I decided to stay focused on my mission. As I walked away, I noticed an old man fixing an iron. Beside him, a box full of small gadgets, and in the middle of it, I saw the dream of my childhood, an old Atari game console, the kind you connect to the TV. Me, does this one work, uncle? Old man, only God knows, son. I get these in bulk, I fix the ones I can and sell the rest as is. Me, how much for this one, just like that? Old man, take it for £25, and it's up to your luck. Me, that's a bit much, uncle, it could just be a piece of plastic. How about £10, and I'll take the risk. Old man, you look like you've got a soft spot for these things. All right, £15, and it's yours. Good luck if it works. I agreed immediately. £15 for a piece of childhood? Worth it, even if it's dead. I paid and held it like treasure, a real piece of nostalgia. Now my haul had grown, a t-shirt, screwdriver and pliers, branded headphones, a charger, a remote, and an Atari console. I reached into my pocket and counted, £32.5 left. Less than a third of the budget. The mission was getting tougher. I got back home, and the quiet here was the complete opposite of the noise I'd just left behind an hour ago. I laid out everything I'd bought on the table, and honestly, the sight was unbelievable. How did a single £100 note turn into all this? These weren't just random items, they were the result of an adventure, where every piece had its own story, a moment, and a little battle of bargaining. Let's take a closer look at what 100 Egyptian pounds actually got me. Black branded t-shirt, original cross screwdriver and small pliers, branded headphones, old Nokia charger and TV remote, vintage Atari console, zebra finch bird, the most meaningful purchase, £15 for a little companion. I'll get him a cage soon. The final treasure, a tiny wooden box, bought with my last 50 piastres. A mysterious little chest, a symbol of the journey's end, and a reminder that value isn't always about price. When I added everything up, the total came to 99.5 pounds, and I gave the last half-pound coin to a kid in the market. So yes, the full 100 pounds were spent. I looked at all these things and smiled. Souk El Gama isn't just a place to buy and sell, it's a human experience. I saw kindness, generosity, and history. I saw real life, with all its noise, chaos, and energy. That market truly is another world, a mix of everything and its opposite. But most importantly, it carries the true Egyptian spirit, the ability to find joy and meaning in the simplest things. This 100-pound challenge taught me something powerful. The value of something isn't in its price, but in its story, and the journey behind it. And that was my crazy adventure in the most unique market in Egypt. Tell me in the comments, what was your favorite item I bought? What was the weirdest thing you saw? And if you had 100 pounds, what would you buy? Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming adventures. See you in the next video. Salam.